Greetings and welcome to another evening. Financial Coach Ben Murphy here on the live stream, talking to you about stop living paycheck to paycheck so that you can build wealth and change your family tree. Tonight's show, I want to talk about the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. A lot of us aren't able to do it yet, but I want to talk about it and tell you what it is, how it's possible to do it, and basically what you can do, options that you have to be able to strive for that. So we'll talk about that in a moment. Getting into the topics, like I was talking about, what is the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA? And then, basically going into that. If you're new to the show, if you're new finding this for the first time, hit subscribe and hit the like and bell notification if you want to see when the show is going to go live or when a new video drops. So that would be great if you're catching the replay. Appreciate that. So getting into this, because I don't want to waste a lot of time, because I'm really excited about this topic. This is one of those things, retirement areas is one of those things that really excites me. A lot of people, it's boring. I know. My wife just glazes over whenever I talk about retirement stuff, but it's important. So getting into, as you know, there's the Roth IRA, traditional IRA, and Roth IRA. Roth IRA is after-tax dollars. Traditional IRA takes your pre-tax dollars and go into that. With the after-tax dollars, it grows tax-free, so that there's no taxes to be paid on when you pull it out on both your contributions and the money that's grown in there. Whereas the traditional route, you don't pay taxes on what's put in. However, you pay taxes on the growth when you go to pull that out. That's really the main difference between the two. There's some other minor detail stuff between the two types of accounts as well. But get into it. If you're an employee, you may be able to contribute to the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. And I'm going to explain about how to find out about that and why it may be possible for you to do that. And then if you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, you can contribute to this. Now, it's your income coming in is going to determine how much you can contribute to it, and there's calculations on that. But the bottom line is that you're able to do a lot, and you can do a mixture of both. You can be employed, and you could have a side. You can be self-employed on the side, and be able to take advantage of this, even if you're not able to do it on the employee side. You may be able to do it on the self-employed side. So I'll get into that in just a moment. And then after all this, I'm going to talk about some things upcoming, and then submitting a budget review for a live budget review. So I'm going to get into this. I want to show you exactly. I did research on this several months ago. I came across it, and I was like, I never heard of it. And I was like, really? There's a Mega Backdoor Roth IRA? And I came across, and I've looked at many websites, and the best one I found to explain this that had the best graphs, and it's in the show links below. You'll be able to look at, to go to the website and read for yourself. I highly recommend going to that website and just checking it out. It's really good. And then I'm going to pull this up. Here we go. So the the website is Fintus. It's not scientist. Financial independent entis. I'm gonna go to the about first. See this about the Mad Fintus and financial independence. Financial independence. So basically, this gentleman has a site, and he also has a podcast and everything. I haven't really checked that out. I just came across the information here about the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA, and I was intrigued by it. And I thought he had honestly done the best in terms of it. There's contact information. So when you go to the website, if you want to browse through more information he has, do that. This is like I said, the link is below in the description. And then I want to get right into this. The Mega Backdoor Roth. And he goes through and he talks about first about the pre-tax contributions normal for the 401k. So currently in 2019, the max you can contribute on the 401k side as an employee is $19,000. And then there's another section that you can contribute to possibly, and this is where things, a lot of people don't know. I didn't even know you could do this. There's these after-tax contributions. Also, if you have a Roth 401k, contributions are going into, they're already taxed, so they're already tax-free when they come out. In the after-tax contribution section, it's the least known, and he talks about this least known type of contribution. And like I said, I didn't even know it existed until I started researching and came across this. And it's really, for me, it was fascinating that this existed, and I had no idea, because I always thought that this was only attainable through self-employment or being, a company owner. Basically, the remaining amount that you can contribute to. So basically, what I'm saying is that if you're self-employed, you have you can contribute on the employee side. You have an account that allows you to contribute up to $19,000. As long as you clear $19,000, you can contribute $19,000 into that account. But then you also have access based on income up to another. Was it 37,000? I believe is the correct number. Yeah, 37,000 to contribute from the employer side. Now, I always thought that was only attainable through self-employment, being a company owner, small business owner and stuff, but apparently not. If you're an employee, you may have access to after-tax contributions in your 401k, whether it's traditional or Roth. And basically what this is, and he goes into this, but you have, and I love these graphs, by the way. They're really good. He does a great job. Beautiful graphs. So he talks about someone maxes out their 401k in 2019, and their employer contributions contributes $7,000. And so what this is basically, there's a match portion. So your absolute max contribute in the 401k side of things is $56,000. For a long time, like I said, I thought $19,000 was possible. However, there's still 37. So if your company, you have a matching part, and like he used the example, I'll just go ahead and use his numbers. 7,000 was the employer contribution, and you still have another 30,000 eligible. So if your 401k has a after-tax contribution, you can contribute to that and then roll it over to your Roth IRA each year. And he'll talk about that in a moment as to why you would do that. But basically, if this is possible, if your 401k is set up to do this, and you have access to after-tax contributions, then you would be able to. So you have your pre-tax amount of $19,000, and then you have if you have any type of employer contribution is put in, and then you have after-tax. So whatever the amounts remaining between employer if you contribute $19,000, then whatever the employer puts in, so in this example is $7,000, you have $30,000 left, then you contribute up to $30,000, which is a huge game changer, because you're talking about a massive amount of money being able to go into retirement accounts. Because one of the things we're limited to is contribution limits. And so currently a Roth IRA is stuck at 6,000, is now up to 6,000 in 2019, under the age of 50, and then over the age of 50, it's 7,000, if I remember correctly. So this allows you to contribute more into your retirement funds, which allows you to build wealth faster because it's all based on compound interest. The more you can put in up front, the more you can front load it and put as much as you can in, the quicker you can get that compound interest working faster for you, because it's quicker to compound interest on 56,000 every year versus if you were just doing the 19,000 plus a 6,000 Roth IRA. That's only 25,000. If you're doing 56,000 total on the 401k side, and then plus 6,000 on the Roth IRA side, that would be 62,000 a year, and that that is per person in the household. So it's a huge game changer as to how quickly you can retire. And the after-tax contribution, he explains in this, and I've visited multiple. Like I said, it's out there. You can Google this. You can search for it, the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA, and you can find out a lot of different ones. I just think this site has the best graphics and examples and understanding it. So one of the things he talks about, the one, it's a little complex, but the one thing you have to understand about the after-tax contributions is that if you leave it in that 401k, that growth, that after-tax growth is taxed. I know this sounds confusing, but this is how how it legally is set to go. Is that if you contribute the after-tax money, it's already been taxed, the growth on that is going to be taxed because it's in a 401k. So they're not really tax-free gains. However, if you're able to have the after-tax contributions, what you would do is you would roll over those after-tax contributions directly into your Roth IRA. And so you're not limited to that 6,000. You can still put in 6,000, what you can contribute directly to it. Then if you do a rollover, there's no limitations on the amount you can roll over into it. So you can do 30, or if you had no employer match, 37,000 a year if your 401k allowed it, and put into your Roth IRA. And that's 37,000 more a year rolling into your Roth IRA, including the 6,000 you put into it currently under the tax code. So this is really, really cool here. You can also pull out, and he gives examples of this. So you'd pull out the 30,000 in this example, and you would put it into your Roth IRA, and then any after-tax growth that happened during the year, you could just send over to your traditional IRA, and then you would just leave. You can roll those directly into a traditional IRA as well. The amount. It just depends on how good your company's 401k is, whether or not you want to keep it in there, or you can just leave that there. But you want to pull out that after-tax contribution into your Roth IRA so that amount grows tax-free. The amount that's growing is tax-free, because, like I said, with the way it's set up now, you would not have tax-free growth on that amount. So he talks about conclusion and everything. Basically, what I'm talking about here is if you're maxing out your Roth IRA, and if you're in a married household, both spouses are doing Roth IRA, so you're contributing a total of under the current tax law, 12,000, 6,000 person, 12,000 a year in the household. And then if you both have access to employer or employee type retirement plans, maxing those out. So if you've got a 401k, maxing out the 19,000 a year. At that point, if you're maxing out those accounts, then you would look into going to do the after-tax contribution. Now, you have to talk to HR or whoever, or whatever the investment company is that's has the plan for your company. Talk to them about the after-tax contribution. Get confirmation. You may have to talk to more than one person because it's really not well known, and it's kind of sad, but it's a little known detail that quite a few financial advisors don't know about, but there are financial advisors who do know this, and they do understand it, and they know how it works. And like I said, some of the 401k plans and 403b and 457s or whatever, some of them are set up. I think it's mainly 401k. I would have to double check on that. But they're set up. Some of them are set up to allow after-tax contributions. So if that's possible, then you would set it up through your employer to do the after-tax contribution account. Contribute to it, and then pull it out each year. That amount that you put in, and whatever grew during that time, no biggie. Just leave that in the 401k, or you can pull that over to a traditional IRA if you want it to. I wouldn't expect a lot of growth, just a little bit, but what you'd want to do is work to max out that amount. The other thing is that if your employer's 401k does not allow after-tax contributions, and I would get confirmation on that. Like I said, I would talk to, not just if the rep gives you the person you talk to has no clue what you're talking about, talk to someone higher or talk to another person until you get a definitive answer on that as to whether or not they have that after-tax contribution capability. Get a definitive yes or no. But if it's a no, one of your other options is to do self-employment work on the side. 1099 type work, contract work, self-employment, anything that is you would file taxes for. Basically starting your own small business or whatever, and you don't have to. You can create something small. If you're on YouTube, if you're doing social media stuff, and you have affiliate marketing, so you bring in side income. If you're employed and you have a side business on the side that's completely different from whatever you're doing or whatever, so you're not competing against your employer, so you're doing other stuff and you're earning money on the side, then you can get with a financial advisor and access those types of contributions through like a solo 401k or something like that. The solo 401k would allow you to get set up, and then if you're employed, with your employer, you wouldn't have access in the solo and 401k if you're employed and contributing to that 401k. However, you have access to the remaining amount, minus any contributions from your employer. So whatever remains on that, you would have access to put in. So you would have to get with a financial advisor and get that set up properly through that way. But for people who have side income, side gigs, side hustles, side businesses, side companies, whatever, this is a very valuable tool to be able to max out retirement accounts. And these types of accounts are what's really big in terms of being able to retire quicker, sooner, or be able to go off and do other things. So if you're willing to sacrifice now and contribute as much as you can in these, if granted you're on baby steps 4, 5, 6, where you're out of debt and you have an emergency fund and you're focused on retirement and you get your mortgage paid off and you go back and you're maxing out your retirement accounts. This is one of those steps in that maxing out of the retirement accounts to where you can go beyond what you normally had perceived as being a limitation. So this is really a great tool if you can get access to it. And like I said, many people aren't going to have access to this, but it doesn't mean you can't get access to it. So like I said, do a side hustle, a side gig, side business. On this channel, I'm going to do examples of starting businesses with kids. I've got a concept I'm working on right now to do for my son. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to try stuff. Stuff isn't going to work. Stuff will fail. But the point is that I'm going to try different things until something does work. As an entrepreneur myself, I'm slowly growing my business, and my goal is to teach my kids how to start and grow businesses as well. That way, I don't ever, I'm not teaching them, I'm not giving them fish. I'm teaching them how to fish, basically, so that they can go off and do whatever they want in life. And my goal in the next 5 years is to get something profitable to allow my kids to be able to file taxes and claim taxes and be able to contribute to a Roth IRA. And if any of the business ideas take off, then we'll do more than just the Roth IRA. We'll do other types of things, solo 401ks and stuff for them, so that they can have something way early in life, and then they can just go off and keep doing whatever they want, because that compound interest grows and grows. And I did a video on Roth IRA for kids. I'll link that on the video here, and so that you can go back and watch that show and see what I'm talking about in terms of the difference it makes between growing 20 years basically from age 2 versus age 22. And my son's 2 right now, so I'm going to be doing stuff on his behalf. And you're actually going to, I've got a couple of things I'm working on that you'll see probably in the next month or so, different concept things I'll be doing. And then I'll do a video, and then I'll do a separate video explaining, what was going on with it, why I did certain things the way I did and stuff, so that you can see how I'm doing these things and how it's possible as things go on to be able to generate income. Kids can generate income. So that's where I'm at right now in terms of that. But this is a very incredible tool for those who are looking to max out their contribution. So check it out. I mean, be intentional, and just do what you can. Check out what's going on and what would work for you. Whoops, there it is. Oh, so yeah, I'm been a crazy day, but yeah. I'm going to, so going in, I mean, what I was talking about a moment ago was I've got some concept ideas I'm working on that I'll be sharing with you once I get a little bit further along in the process. And I got more than one ideas, actually several. So as I get those going, I will share those with you. But right now they're still on the notebook scaling or notebook sketching out concept at the moment. that one is another idea is I just got to finish recording for that, and you'll see that soon enough. But I haven't received any new budgets lately. It's fine. So I'm here. If you want a free budget review, you can go to my website, benmurphycoach.com, click on budget review, submit a budget. I will be happy to look at it to help you find some possible savings or challenge you to cut back on things to be able to help you out, because your income coming in is the most viable tool to building wealth. What you bring home, and if you tie it up with past decisions with debt, you're robbing yourself of your ability to generate income for the future through investments. So I'm here. I'm more than happy to do budget reviews with you. So feel free to submit them, and you're more than welcome. You can be anonymous, or you can be brave and put your first name. I'll just use your first name, and then if you're even braver, you can chat with me as I go over it. So that would be how that works. And then screen capture, PDF, Excel, whatever. Send however you like. So my question of the day, talking through this, is what are you doing to max out your retirement contributions? And this episode, this show is more of pointed toward those who are past or who are out of debt, and even those who are close to paying off their mortgage or have no mortgage, basically, because once you free that amount up, you can really go back and contribute to your retirement investments in baby step 4. So with that, you would want to what is it you're doing to max out those contributions? I'm interested to know. We are slowly trying to get to that level, but I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I'm working my business on the side. I'm not scaled to the point in which we'd be maxing out investments and stuff. So that's a little ways off, but it's fascinating to hear from others about what they've got going on, and then just knowing and understanding these things and having goals to reach those goals like this. So it's always an incredible experience with that. With that, if you're, like I said, if you're new to the channel, if you like what you're hearing, hit subscribe subscribe below, please comment. I'd love to hear back from you, and then let me know let me know what it is you would like to hear more of. That'd be great as well. I think I'm going to wrap up this evening with that and not go too long. But I've got working on some things, and I'm also working on some interviews coming up with parents who have started businesses with their kids, because my oldest is 2, so I'm looking to learn from them as well as to what they've done, what worked for them, what was successful, and how that worked out. So that's something that's in the pipeline that I'm working on coming up as well, on that. So once I get that more in place, that scheduled and in place, I will let you know. So with that, I think I'm going to sign off for the night. It has been a pleasure speaking to you, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. And I really appreciate you watching the show. Have a great day and keep moving forward.